Okay, our final concept in the top control movements is going to be utilizing the knee on belly as a hub. So conversely, when you see knee on belly utilized most of the time, particularly in IBJJF, it's used to gain 2 points. But you can also use it just to pin somebody, grind them down. If you're training in the gym, what we actually want to use it for is a way to generate movement, which is not something you associate with knee on belly. You associate it with crushing somebody. But if you're dealing with a partner or an opponent who is staying really tight on the bottom of side control or staying really tight on the bottom of mount and not allowing you a lot of offense, you can transition to the knee on belly, giving them sort of the glimmer of hope that they're going to be able to escape, and then use transitional movements as they attempt to escape the knee on belly to create submission attempts, to open them up for back takes, that sort of thing. So if I find myself in side control and Stephan's just being, Mr. taking my ball and going home and just not wanting to give me anything, I'm going to move into the knee on belly with a very light type of control. Like, I'm not grabbing his lapel, I'm not trying to grind my knee into him or anything like that. I'm just resting my shin across his hip. Important detail here, my foot is glued to his hip. I'm not putting my foot on the mat and then putting my knee on him. I'm resting on his hip, which is going to allow me to perceive his movement much better. And it's also going to increase the pressure. Like, if I did want to do this in a jerky fashion, I'd want to be able to apply more pressure because my weight is entirely on him rather than resting my foot on the mat. So I'm keeping my foot right here. What this is also going to enable me to do is drive back into the lever to his hip if I ever need to. So now that I'm here, if Stephan starts to sort of move around and bridge, I can windshield wiper to the other side, and now you can see I've exposed Stephan's arm temporarily. But I can come back to the hub here. Maybe he pushes on my knee, which allows me to start feeding my collar chokes. Right? He also might make the mistake of exposing his elbow, which will allow me to attack the arm bar. So anytime you're dealing with a really defensive, shelled-up player, this is a great option if you have developed the windshield wiper movement and, start to turn into me a little bit, please, the spin behind movement. Either of those movements, when somebody turns into you from the knee on belly, will enable you to expose either their arm or their back and just frankly frustrate the crap out of them. It doesn't feel nice to have somebody dancing around you from one side to the other while you're doing your best to escape a negative position. That sort of frustration does lead to mental lapses and can enable you to take advantage of that if you're the top player. Okay, so once again, from a different angle, I found myself in a side control and my partner's not being very cooperative, at least in the sense of trying to escape. So I move into the knee on belly, I rest my weight. As my partner starts to move bridge, I can windshield wiper across, he turns into me, I can windshield wiper back across again. As he turns into me, I can step, spin behind, I can step, spin behind. And every time I do that, I'm exposing his back, and hopefully he'll stick his elbow out enough that I can either get to some kind of Kimura control, arm triangle choke, arm bar, whatever. And if he doesn't, then I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to go back and forth, dance around on him, and make him feel miserable for taking his ball and going home.